shit, baby. Woo! We back, baby. With another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian Licata. You know who we are, baby. We are your hosts, Gary G. Garcia and Brian Licata. We're here. We're doing it. It's the Tuesday after Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend. He's sporting his new alien shirt.
I didn't even have my mic set up. My mic's all over here.
Yeah, I knew you sounded weird, but I don't know. I thought it was my ears. I thought it was my ears, man. I told you. This fucking guy. I said I just woke up. I woke up for this, man. Good morning to everybody. I know it's lunch time. I know everybody probably has been in their day already. I literally just woke up for this, man. My eyes still got crushed.
Yeah. Well, I've been up for several hours.
Well, I had about maybe 3 hours sleep.
Nice. Well, honestly, you look great, G.
It's all perspective.
Yeah. You look great for you, you know?
It's all perspective. It's like I said, when I saw my man, after 30 years smoking crack, I saw him and I was like, damn, man, that dude still out here 30 years, still smoking crack, man. He still looks exactly the same. And I went, well, I guess he looks good.
What do you think his hustle is? What was his hustle?
He came up to my window asking for fucking change. I was with Mark. I told the story. Really? And Mark was like, yo. And I was like, dude, that's this dude. And he was like, oh, fuck. But, when I thought about it, I said he looks exactly the same. No doubt. Mm-hmm. He looks like a crazy, you look at him, he's a crackhead. But he looked exactly the same as he did 30 years ago. So in perspective, he looked very good.
It's probably because he walks a lot, a lot of cardio.
Yeah, probably. I would guess, right?
It's good for the heart. Yeah, it's good for the heart, all that cardio.
Yeah, that's what he needs, cardio. But, I feel all right. I'm starting to wake up a little bit. Getting my little blunt together.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Want to give a special shout out to all of our Rumble fans who've been strong
showing
recently.
us that love, man. Yeah. They've been showing us that love, man.
Lots
Respect.
of love.
Pick up Rumble, man.
Yeah. Rumble.
How are you feeling, dog? How was your weekend? The big 4-day weekend. How was it, man? Big up to all the veterans who sacrificed their lives for us, dude, so that we can get, 60% off on couches and beds. Where would we be?
Oh man.
I feel like there's some holidays that should be celebrated and other holidays should be honored. I feel like there should be a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like you shouldn't be really celebrating.
Like Happy Memorial Day is a weird thing to say, is it not?
Yeah. It should be more of a Memorial Day should be a day of remembrance. How many people sat there and I watched Band of Brothers all day. You know what I'm saying? I was watching Band of Brothers. I was looking at the sacrifices that these people made, and I was like, I don't understand how people do that shit. To be honest,
they get drafted too, bro.
Well, they got drafted.
That's what we were talking about.
World War II, they got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people don't know is that the right to vote came with that. Back in the day, the right to vote. In order to vote, that means you have to sign up for the draft and be willing.
Dude, not even back in the day, dude. When I, you know what?
Yeah,
I think when my dad
stopped when women started voting.
Oh, really?
That you didn't have to. You didn't have to get drafted because they're not drafting women, dog.
Bro, my dad made me enlist for that shit.
Yeah, we kind of had to. In the very beginning, you had to sign up, man.
Yeah. I remember as soon as I turned 18, when he registered me to vote, and I signed up for the draft the same day at the post office. And I was like, fuck, dog.
Yeah, war licks off. Your ass had to go.
I know, dude.
Yo, it's crazy. You're watching this shit, and these people are like regular people. They're just regular people. You're talking draft. You're not even talking people that wanted to go. You're talking dudes that were working and behind the counter.
Right.
And now they're in war, man. And the shit they have to go through, man, is incredible. So big up to all the veterans, man. Here and gone. If you made it through, man, God bless you. And what's crazy, that's the thing too. Like they do that shit, then they got to come back and like try to live normal, like nothing ever happened. Like they didn't see all the shit they saw, and they didn't go through all the shit they went through. And they gotta act like all that shit's normal. Like they were built to do that shit. Some people are, but most people aren't.
I mean, there was a lot of people who I mean, it was Nam, right? Vietnam, like that's where the first like large group of homeless population in the US came from. You know, it was a direct result of the Vietnam War. You know, a lot of those guys, you know, were on the streets. You know, when I was a kid, there were always Nam guys who were out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. It's a rough load, man. I respect them. And it's not a day that I really run out and do barbecues or nothing like that. I sit home, I watch the movies and sit there and go, that shit's crazy.
Well, you know, I like to talk about one of the things that they've been defending, which are the conspiracy theories that we are so freely
that we so freely just throw out there.
That we're so freely very willing little evidence and able to talk to. So I wanted to talk about a topic that's been on my mind, and this is Tartaria and the Mudfloods. Are you familiar at all?
No, I'm not. I saw that and I had meant to like look it up so I could like kind of be on point with what you're saying. But you know, that's kind of like homework, and we all know I don't do homework. And
honestly, that's not really what the show's about, you know?
Yeah, it's not about me knowing what I'm talking about.
It's about us finding out. So I got a TikTok here. You know, this is our source. Our source is TikTok.
Yeah, man. No one source in the world. TikTok.
That's actually the wrong one. Where'd it
That's
go?
Amazing.
Here it goes. Here it goes. Let me. Here we go.
Can't hear nothing.
No?
No volume.
Sorry, friends. Sorry, friends.
Be sorry. Just get it right. You know, people don't get upset when you get it right. No need for the sorry if you just get it right, brother.
All right.
You know, it's early, so I'll give that to you. Well, not for you. You've been in this day all day already. You know?
Sound? You got sound?
Sound.
Yeah. It was weird. It wasn't letting me do it when it went full screen. That's what was bizarre. Can you hear it now?
Is the government hiding an entire civilization from us? The Tartarians were said to be a civilization that unlocked the key to free energy, allowing the Tartarians to advance exponentially, as citizens were allowed to express their creativity freely without the stress of work, leading to many great inventions and grand architecture. However, a powerful organization that controlled the world through the cell of energy had already invested heavily into energy production and lobbied against Tartaria, as free energy will essentially take away all the control that they had. This organization tore Tartaria apart and erased them from our history books, making it seem like Tartaria never existed. But if you look carefully, the evidence of Tartaria is still there, in old maps, in architecture around the world that seemed to advance. Places like the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, or even the pyramids in Egypt looked way too advanced to have been built by their respective nations, but collectively, all have similar themes in their design, similar themes aimed at harvesting energy. So,
the Tartarians.
Are you intrigued at all? Did that pique your interest a little bit?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, because you know, here's the thing. This is, you know,
King Handel says unacceptable. I guess our source is that what he's like? Our sources are unacceptable. I mean, I feel you. You know, I don't think it's the best source in the world, but I learn some cool things from it every now and then.
So here's the thing, right? And you know what this theory starts to go into, the first concept is about energy, right? And we know that's what really makes the world go around right now is the finances that have to do with energy, you know, oil, electricity, you know, coal, battery packs, like any of that. It's all about energy because that's what makes everything move, and that's how you make money.
Makes sense.
So, you know, part of their theory is that you look at the architecture, right? And you have all these grand buildings, you know, with domes and all this, like, you know, really insane architecture. You don't have any of that anymore. Nobody has made buildings like that.
No.
At all. You know, even when you go in New York City or you're in San Francisco, you see these big crazy stone buildings, man. They don't build those anymore, you know.
Well, I forgot what person said it. Yep, they were reptilian shapeshifters. We went in deep already. 2 seconds in, we're already at the lizard people. I mean, I'm not saying he's wrong. But there's somebody put out a bill. I forgot who did it, but they put out a bill called "Make America Beautiful Again," and it's focusing on the architecture,
right?
Because they're saying all this modern architecture is, just ugly. It's not beautiful, and they're saying that there's certain buildings that should be beautiful. Saying especially government buildings, which is what the thing is for. Cost of labor, my friend.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
But they're saying that there's certain buildings that should have beauty to it, and they go back to the way they used to make the buildings back in the day, where they were actually beautiful. The architecture was fucking
crazy,
and
only at the turn of the 20th century. Buildings from the 20s are beautiful, if that's when they were built.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if you look at all the stuff that's built now, it's all modern, it's all steel and glass. There's no, there's no beauty to it. You're not seeing like you look, even if you look at like some of those buildings with those little demon cherubims and shit like that, which from my understanding, they were placed there for reasons of protection on the building and shit like that. But just the details that go into like the sculpture of a lot of these old buildings, they were so dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to see nothing like that again right now. The 16th Chapel. You think you'll ever see another creation like that nowadays?
No,
because we're living in a world where a person takes a picture of a urinal and they call it fucking art. They put shit in a jar full of piss and someone buys it for fucking $56,000 and they call it art. Nah, dude, that's a piece of shit floating in a fucking jar of piss. There's nothing beautiful about that. Beauty is not necessarily in the eye of the beholder. There are things that are beautiful, I think. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't see something that is like a sunset or a sunrise, that shit is beautiful. And if you don't see it as beautiful, then that's you. That doesn't mean that's not beautiful. You're just an idiot who can't see beauty. Mm-hmm. You think a urinal is fucking art. You know what I'm saying? They could fucking take a picture of an asshole close up. And put some colors around it.
Zoom in on it.
Zoom in on it, put some colors around it, and, it's art.
Mm-hmm.
It's insanity. Big up to all my llama heads out there, man. Doing their thing. Yeah, it's insanity, dude. What was I just going to say? Someone just wanted to say they just got me into. I can't even remember now. I got to get my brain awake. Takes a minute. I just woke
up. Well, so I actually had sent you a picture yesterday. Oh, go ahead.
But where does this information about the Tartarians come from? Is that a known fact? There was a group of people called Tartarians, or is that somebody...
So let me just go to the Wikipedia, right? So, and we'll see what they have to say about it. So Tartary was a blanket term used in Western European literature and cartography, map making, for a vast part of Asia bound by the Caspian Sea and the Ural Mountains, the Pacific Ocean, northern borders of China and Persia. So it's a region, and this is it. It's basically like Russia, parts of China, and like northern India. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here we go.
And these motherfuckers making it sound like it's Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was like some fucking. Why was it changed? Was it through war that it got changed and defeat, or were they just trying to get more people to come to their country or whatever the fuck it was, their land?
So the use of Tartary declined as the region became known to European geographers. However, the term was still used in the 19th century. Ethnical data, whatever, Chinese Tartary, Manchuria, blah, blah, blah. So the conspiracy theory assert that the Tartary or the Tartarian Empire was a lost civilization with advanced technology and culture. It ignores well-documented history of Asia.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. So what is it saying? It got covered by a mudslide?
Well, there were these mud floods. Yeah, that's correct. So you see how you can see all this here, Tibet.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I actually understand what the hell you're talking about right now, man.
We would have to watch some stuff, but like, okay, so it has to do with a lot of the world's fairs. Haven't we talked about the conspiracies with the world's fairs before? Right? They all had these like pretty ornate buildings, which they were saying were from this. And at the turn of the 19th century, Nikola Tesla was also experimenting with free energy things.
That's what I was going to say. Wasn't Tesla working on the free? A lot of people say that's why he got murdered. A lot of people say that's why Tesla took it, because they were like, don't be coming over here with that free energy shit. We're not trying to hear that.
Right.
I mean, look what they do every time a person creates a car that can run on water. What happens to those great people?
I remember my grandfather telling me a story about that they said they had somebody who figured out how to do that, and that they whacked him.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. That one dude created an engine on water, and he got shot in that supermarket when that person went in and shot everybody up.
So that's right. We talked about that on the show.
We talked about there were two people other than
that was in Buffalo.
Yeah, dude, that they came out with. I don't know why they post that shit. Listen, if you can make a car that runs on water, keep that shit to yourself.
I know. Just get free gas.
Maybe tell a couple of friends.
All right. So, okay. So the globalized version of the conspiracy is based on an alternative view of architectural history. Adherents propose that demolished buildings such as the Singer Building, the original New York Penn Station, or the temporary grounds of the 1915's World Fair were actually buildings of a vast empire based in Tartary that had been suppressed from history. They say the same thing about the Chicago World's Fair also. Sumptuously styled Gilded Age buildings, and they also say the same thing about San Francisco with the 1906 earthquake that happened here. They said that that earthquake was actually just a cover story for them burning down the railroad guys burning down the old San Francisco. Sumptuously styled Gilded Age buildings, other buildings such as the Great Pyramids and the White House are further held out as Tartarian buildings. The conspiracy theory only vaguely describes how such advanced civilizations, which had been reportedly achieved world peace, could have fallen and been hidden. The conspiracy idea that a mud flood wiped out much of the world via depopulation and thus old buildings is common, supported by the fact that many buildings across the world have architectural elements like doors, windows, and archways submerged many feet below ground level, which is true for like the Sphinx. There's all those Acropolis buildings and stuff like that that are just under earth, deep under earth. In the conspiracy theory, both World War I and World War II are cited in which
I don't know, man.
In which way Tartary was destroyed and hidden, reflecting reality, and the extensive bombing campaigns of World War II did destroy many historic buildings. The general evidence for the theory is that there are similar styles of buildings around the world, such as Capitol buildings with domes or star forts. Also, many photographs from the turn of the 20th century appear to show deserted. We'll see here. Hold on, because we'll do star forts, and then we have to go to the giants. The giants. There's pictures of giants, dog. They got giants, bro. Fucking giants.
Well, it's not the first time I've heard mention giants. I mean, Bible talks about giants. We look at that one conspiracy of what's on the other side.
Let me finish. Also, many photographs from the turn of the 20th century appear to show deserted city streets in many capital cities across the world. When people do start to appear in the photographs, there's a striking contrast between the horse and cart dwellers in the muddy streets and the elaborate, highly ornate stone megastructures with tower above the inhabitants of cities, which is seen even in modern cities where extreme poverty is contrasted with skyscrapers. So they're basically saying, like, they have these like crazy buildings, like you're telling me they built all these in 1900 when they didn't even have power tools, but now we're not doing them. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me in 1880 New York, you built 100-foot tall skyscraper out of fucking stone, but you're not doing it now. Like, even if the cost of labor was nothing.
That's because now they have power tools. Free water, energy would be embraced by the Dems.
See, no, that's where you're wrong, dog. That is where you're wrong, because the Dems have oil money. Also, bro, they're all making paper off all the energy, whether it's green, whether it's free. They don't want free energy. They want green energy that is profitable. That's what they want.
Yeah, I can't.
That's what they want. They want green energy.
Believe that the Dems wanna. That I just can't. I can't buy that the same way I don't really buy this story. But Yeah, no way, man. That's listen, I'm not even saying I trust the Republicans, but the Dems for sure don't want to give us free fucking water or free anything. You know what I'm saying? They're all about taking whatever the fuck they can take. So everyone's all about that shit, man. We got to stop trusting in the government to be what fixes us, man. We got to start individually manning up and taking care of our communities and our families. And I think the big thing is really the families, man. Got to start protecting the families and building the families back up, and we'll have a stronger fucking nation.
Well, you're right about that, I think.
You know, well, it's factual, dude. If you have a good foundational family, man, you're talking less people in jail. You're talking more people motivated, more people doing what they got to do. You know, the Dems are trying to fucking raise our kids, dude. They keep saying that shit. It's our kids, our children. They're not your fucking children, dog. They're not your children. You know what I'm saying?
They're America's children.
Yeah, America's children. Yeah, suck my dick. All right? That's my motherfucking kid. You're going to tell me what to do with my kid? Psh, come on. That's why I'm glad my kids are older, man. Woe unto them who has children under age right now, man. Woe unto them. You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on, man. Yeah. And it's I wouldn't put my kid, like even school now, man. Like, you know how on top of your kid you got to stay? Who's going to make my underwear if we don't have prisoners? I'm not saying we wouldn't have prisoners. I mean, I'm not saying we wouldn't have that. I'm just saying that when you look at the numbers of like 80-something% of prisoners coming from broken homes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would think that has something to do with it. You know, we'll still have prisoners. You know, people will still find a way to kill each other and be, you know, because there's always those people that are just evil, and there's evil in this world. But we want less of that. You know, although we can never, I don't think we could ever, you know, this will never be heaven on earth. So I don't think we'll ever get rid of murder and shit like that, or jealousy of all the things. But I guess the trick is to have less of it and to strive to get rid of it. Even like, don't lower the bar just because we can't reach it.
I think that's it. We need to put that on a mug. Don't lower the bar because you can't reach it.
Yeah, that's an original too. At least I think so. No one ever told me it. I'm sure someone probably said it. I don't know.
No.
Great minds tend to think alike.
Yeah, we got to put it out.
We're slacking on our fucking shirts, dude.
I know. Yeah, I'm actually put that on the list.
List of things to do.
Rated G shirts. I got.
But what got you interested in that shit anyway? Like, what do you find so interesting in that? That there's cities and shit underneath the ground? Is that what they're saying?
Okay, so this is just where my personal interest comes from. I
want to know what interests you about it, because I found that totally uninteresting. Make me interested in that.
Okay, so I mean, I'll send.
It could just be there were a lot of countries being mentioned and shit like that, and
well, the interesting part is, you know, is one, the architecture, right? I'm interested in it from that aspect, because there is a lot of similar architecture all around the world. And of course you could say, yes, that was influenced from the Greeks, that was influenced from the Romans, and then we brought it to other places. But where my interest really lies is in the pyramids, and they're pyramids that all align with celestial bodies, right?
All over something up to the pyramids. I don't know.
And listen, all over the world. And at a time where modern academia, right, the modern school of thought is there was no trade, there was no transatlantic trade back then, right? But they have burial tombs in Egypt where they've taken hair follicle tests from mummies and found coca on it, right? And they found coca in Egypt in these tombs, right? And coca only grows in South America, so it means there was transatlantic drug trade. 5,000 fucking years ago, somebody was trafficking 5,000 years ago, for real, and then they had tobacco. They also had tobacco in Egypt and stuff like that. And tobacco came from, it came from South America also. And the islands.
I would think it was a lot more easier back in the day.
What do you mean? What,
to move drugs? To move drugs.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, TSA wasn't really around. I think they had pre-check. They had Egyptian pre-check.
King Handles made a comment where he said marriage is no longer a requirement when we were talking about the family and shit like that. And you're right. You're right. The broads are just busting it open. You're right. Marriage, and the thing is, here's the thing: when you changed marriage, which is what they did, when you changed the definition of marriage, which is what they did, you then made it nothing. Mm-hmm. Like what's the incentive to get married? Now, what's the incentive? Because as a dude, all the risk is basically on you. As a dude, you know what I'm saying? If you got your shit together and you get married,
I'm not really worried about it.
And yeah, you're in a different position. She's the one that got to make you sign the prenup. But in most cases,
yeah, we're chilling, bro. We're good. We don't got to worry about any of that shit.
In your traditional cases, the dude's gonna be the one, even if they're both making money. You know what I'm saying? The dude's gonna, even if they're both making money, the dude's gonna be the one to lose half his shit. He's gonna be the one to lose half his shit. And 80-something% of marriages that go in divorce, the woman is the one who initiates it.
Really? I gotta look that up.
Feel free, man. Feel free to cross-check maybe before they try to put out that I'm giving out false information over there. Let's see. I'd like to know if I'm right too, actually. Sometimes I just talk and it just sounds
70%.
70%?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The men are starting to get the fuck out of there quicker too. But 70%, and that's the thing. It's like, I've always found it amazing to me, and no one's probably going to agree with this comment that I'm going to make. No one's probably going to agree. The judge will make you, dude, the judges, I know some friends, man. This one dude I knew got divorced, man, and his wife took half his trains. He had the train collections and shit, like one of those dope ass.
That's so sad, shit. Bro. That's so sad.
Why did you take half his trains? You don't play with them. You don't like the trains. You don't want the trains. He took it because you knew it would hurt him. That was his happy place. And he used to go there. What judge said, yeah, the trains too? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. Everything is blanket, half of everything. Half of the shit she don't want. And that means something to me. She didn't want them, dude. She didn't want them. And he also used to redo cars. So he had 2 cars he was working on that weren't running, but he was rebuilding them. She got one of them. And you ready for this? The judge said he can't give it to her like that. He has to rebuild it and get it running and then give it to her. What kind of shit is that?
What did your boy do? Did he do anything to prompt this divorce?
No, they said he got remarried. Apparently, that wasn't a good enough fucking. Well, apparently, he likes anal. He got reamed so hard, he got married again. He loved it. He must have loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to all our fans listening right now. We got a good little crowd in here today.
He must have loved it. Yeah, big up to all of y'all, man. Thank you for showing up. I woke up just for this, man.
Rumble, Rockfin, YouTube, Facebook, wherever anybody's listening. Thanks. We appreciate it.
Wherever you're listening, wherever you're located, man. Thank you for being here. Right now, we all here, wherever here is.
And I think this would be a good time to tell them about XXX Playground, only the best adult sex game ever.
Look at this dude taking time. We got people listening. You're trying to plug shit now for us, man. But yeah, check out XXX Playground and get fist deep in someone you love. Go to XXXplayground.com, roll the dice, and get a booty hole right in your forehead. Up to 8 players. Did he say 8 players? Oh my God, 8 fucking players. Now that's a party. All right.
And we just lost 8 people off the show. Just kidding.
Yeah, man. But I'm just saying, dude, like, what's the incentive for a dude to get married now? Anyone tell me, what's the incentive?
Man, I think it's,
because they made it
the same reason though, man. Commitment, being with somebody you love, having somebody to be with, dude, it's still the same reason.
That's not what marriage was.
What was
See, that's the misconception, man. The misconception is that marriage is about love. Now, no doubt, it's good if you love the person that you marry. It's probably going to help you along the way.
Oh my God.
How many married people do you know that don't love each other anymore? You know what I'm saying? But it really is a contract. It's even more than a contract. That's why I say I failed, because you make a vow. Vow don't mean shit nowadays. Tradition. But that's what I'm saying. They changed what it was about. Now it became about being with a person you love. But the whole thing about marriage is the foundation of any society. Man and woman making children to build up the society. You know what I'm saying? That's the way. That's called natural.
Well, see,
why is that called natural?
Because
you don't have to do anything else. Get a man, a woman, bang out, and guess what? If you got some fast swimmers, you're gonna have a baby. And that's why it was held so high, because that's what a society needs to continue. Families. Right. You know what I'm saying? 2 chicks ain't making a baby. 2 dudes ain't making a baby. They're just not. Okay? They're just not. So that's why it was held as something special. That's why when you got married, there were incentives, even from the government, and taxes and shit like that, because the marriage meant something to the society. It's more than just you loving that lady. It's the fact that you're bringing in more people into this society.
For sure.
At least have the capability to do that.
And I've had the conversation with my, bride to be about it's really of us starting something new. We are a new family now after we get married,
The 2 shall become one.
Right, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? The 2 shall, y'all supposed to be boom together.
Right. Yep.
Everybody always says for better or for worse, but the minute that worse shit hits, and I'm one of them. I mean, listen, it's unfortunate because you need 2 people to be on board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We can't beat people, but you could also fight a divorce if you really believe in it. I didn't. I initiated it. I went online. You? I got divorced online, dog. I tell you, I do my own lawyer shit all the time. Brian is busting that nut regardless. Any true man busts that nut regardless. All right? It's in your hands. The power is in your hands. It really is.
Oh, man.
But I'm just saying, there's real no incentive now.
Is that a fart? Did I hear a fart? Is that what that was?
Nah, that was my thing.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I heard a rumble and a squeak.
That's what you heard. And the thing is, it's like back in the day you got married, right? Back in the day, it wasn't like it is now. There wasn't this hookup culture. You understand what I'm saying? You got married, your lady was a virgin, in most cases. And if she wasn't, it wasn't like they didn't even have body counts back then. They didn't call them body counts. Dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, this chick, you're hot. All right, you're a hot chick. You slept with fucking 45 men. You don't think in your head you really need a man. You understand what I'm saying? Which right off the bat, that's going to be an issue. Because if you don't need me, what the fuck am I devoting myself to you? I'm devoting myself because in a way I need you too. You know what I'm saying? We both need different things. So now you got a chick because she's hot. She's fucking been ran through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that should be no big deal because men do it. Yeah. Congratulations. You became as shitty as men. And you already know how I feel about that too. Everything men got married at 17, grandfather was 19. Exactly.
Dude, that's
and here's the
crazy.
I mean, listen.
That's just so nuts, bro. Like, I mean, it's just such a different place. The world's such a different place. It's changed so much. You're right. It really has.
Well, because that's what it was about back then. Now It's about independence. Everybody, and I don't mean independence like from the government. I mean literally independence. Everybody needs to cater to me. This is what I feel. This is what I want. Everyone needs to cater to me. It's a very selfish society. Back in the day, that's what it was. You taught your children, if you had a daughter, to find a good husband. If you had a boy, to find a good wife.
Yeah.
So that you could build a life together, create children to keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the man's job is to fucking, provide.
Right.
That's our fucking job. We're all called to do a service. No one, they're trying to create this world where you can sit home and just fucking watch TV. But that's not what we were created for. We're human beings. There's interaction that needs to be done between people. like I said, when I was younger, I prayed for the internet to connect us from each other's houses to play. But it's one of the worst things that's ever happened because it took away that actual connection of people. People need people. We're created that way. You know what I'm saying? And we need to work. You don't work, man. You know, what are you gonna do?
Says
grandma stayed home with the kids and didn't work, go to college, and kids were adults. Yeah, of course, because they understood their purpose. We all have a purpose. You know, everybody is called to a purpose. And
you also could do that back then, man. You can't have one person making money and put some kids in college and feed everybody.
Yeah, that's what feminism did. Well, I said it. That's what it did. It created 2 working households.
I mean, I agree. I agree with you to a certain extent.
Man,
I mean,
follow
I think it was
the money back. Follow it back, man. We had the time to go through all this shit because I'm not just saying this out of my ass. I'm not saying this just to be a misogynistic idiot. If you fucking look at shit, and I've been looking at shit through years, I just can't retain, connect all the
facts.
Shit. Yeah, I can't retain that much. But if you look at it, and you go deep and you follow where it all started to change, it all started to change when they started convincing women, lying to women that they would be happier instead of working for their own home and their own husband and their own children. They'd be happier working for somebody else and making them millions of dollars and then coming home after a hard day's work. You'll be much happier that way. When the truth is they're not. You got all these women right now that, are in their 30s, mid-30s, going to 40s, which I love my mid-30 to 40 women, you know what I'm saying? But right now they're looking to start their families. About to hit 40 and they're looking to have their first baby and stuff like that. Come on, man. Babies is a young person's game, yo.
Yeah, you got to be younger. Yeah, for sure. Younger.
Babies are a young person's game, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing that shit at 40, 35, 40.
And I'm 30. I'm 30. I'm 31 right now, bro.
It's different for men. Sorry.
Well,
people want to act like there's no differences. There's differences. Men get better as they get older. Women like older men.
We get smarter, that's for sure.
You know
Definitely
what I'm saying?
Smarter.
Wiser, maybe. Some don't. You know what I'm saying?
A little more patient. I feel like I've gotten smarter as I've aged.
But you have, man. You get the wisdom. Men, chill out later in life. Men hit their peak as far as what they're worth, not necessarily sexual. Sexual peak, they say 18, 19, 20, around there, whatever. I would argue that because I feel like I'm better today than I ever was. But I'm just saying, in general, dudes get better as they get older to a certain point. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once you start, once that back starts curling and that tongue starts wiggling for no fucking reason, it's pretty much a wrap if you ain't got somebody.
Bro, I just found something that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know, because you wasn't here with me. Everybody else noticed that he wasn't here with me. Fucking guy, man. Bro, he said it's like when the pill came out, STDs spiked. Yeah, no doubt, the pill too. And Selene Vargas says you don't have to be married to be committed to each other. Just be honest and communicate with each other. Listen, like I said, nowadays, what's the incentive? You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, what's the incentive? It's so easy to get out of it. People don't give a fuck about vows no more. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think it's, honestly, bro, it's as good as it's going to be as good as what you put into it. I mean, I really think so. In the individual relationship.
Wow, Brian, that's deep.
Like, I mean, but what are you saying?
It is what you put into it.
What
did you become a fucking liberal on me all of a sudden?
No, I'm getting married in 4 months, dude. I'm trying to have some positivity, you jerk off.
You're talking like Kamala Harris over here. Listen, I believe in the institution of marriage. I really do. Or better yet, what it used to be. I believe in what the institution used to stand for. You know what I'm saying? And And like I said, because you couldn't reach the bar, they lowered it. And now anyone can do it. And my attitude is, it's not like they're taking it away from somebody. This is what marriage is. This is what marriage is. Marriage is a man and a woman come together, say they're going to be the only ones together. They're going to raise children, have children, create a family, and be something productive to society. Because that is the only relationship that can create that. You understand what I'm saying? And as far as not being married, yeah, I mean, that's cool for the two people. But what about the children?
Yeah.
The child shouldn't have a father in one house and a mother in another. You understand what I'm saying? A child should always have a place to call home. I come from a broken home. Guess what? I have no place to call home. So, welcome, baby. You know, you're not always there when we call, but you're always on time. All right, baby. It's good to have you here, man. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like people are so freaking selfish. That's really what it comes down to, because once you start to have children, it's no longer about you.
Right.
It's about the children. You know, work it out. And that's coming from a dude. Listen, I did a 25-year bid. I wasn't able to do it. I failed. But that doesn't mean I don't know what made it fail. And that doesn't mean I don't know what it takes to make it successful. I was able to do it, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Life happens, you know, but at the end of the day, shouldn't we strive for perfection? You know, shouldn't we strive for perfection? And we know what works. You know, mother and father in the same house works. Unless it's, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about abusive relationships. And that's another thing too. Ladies, you got to pick your men more better. You got to pick your men more better. What are you looking for? You understand what I'm saying? That's another thing too. Women are looking for different things now. You understand what I'm saying? Because they could do it all on their own, right? So they don't need a man for the money, even though they're still looking for men with money. But still, they'll hook up with an idiot that would be an idiot if you were looking for the right things, which is someone who can, you know, protect you. You don't need a man for protection. Really? You don't? Who you going to call when some shit goes down for help? You know what I'm saying? Who you going to call? Listen, there's no feminist in foxholes, yo. It's straight up. And I love women. I respect women. I think a woman can do anything a man can do. A woman can do anything. Not all women. You might find a woman that can lift as much as a strong man can lift. You might find a woman, but not all women.
I mean, most women can lift more than me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You'll find a dude, a little stringy dude like this, you know? Like, is his lady really protected right now unless he goes out and gets a gun license?
Well, I got a dog.
Yeah, and if you're upstairs and you hear a sound, and she goes, "Did you hear that?" And then you hear, now who's going downstairs?
I got a baseball bat.
A lot of good that's going to do you, Wonder Woman. You're going to block the bullets with a baseball bat?
Yeah, bro. You haven't seen how quick these hands are?
Who are you, fucking what's the name? Harley
Quinn?
Who are you, fucking Harley Quinn over here?
Yeah. I put the skirt on too.
Fuck that, dude. You got to get a machete. Machetes are cool because you look psycho with a machete.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? You see a dude coming at you with a bat, you figure if you can get close enough to stop that swing or, you know, grab it. Ain't nobody grabbing a machete, you know? Most women still look for a guy for money. A lot do. Bro 12002 said, "You didn't fail. Sometimes life gets sloppy, G." Listen, dog, I get it. See, that's the thing. No one likes the word failure. It sounds like it's negative because it is. I could do what the liberals do and dress it up to make it sound nice, you know, make it sound a little sweeter. But at the end of the day, you know, I on my end, and like I said, it takes two ends, but you know, on my end, I gave up and moved on. You know, and for me to say I don't see the consequences of that would be a lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I see the consequences of the mistakes I made, and it's only through failures that we can find success. So instead of dressing it up, you know what I'm saying? Let's just call it what it was. I fucking failed. I failed at a lot of things. I can give you a lot of wisdom on what not to do because I did it and I know it doesn't work. I might not be able to tell you how to make it work, but I could definitely tell you what's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you that. The traveling runner says, like that professor from John Jay that pulled the machete out on that NY Post reporter last week. Get the fuck out of here, really? Brian, do you have that for us?
Oh yeah, we're hold on. Let's get it up here. Of course we have it. Yeah. I didn't know about this.
Big up to the traveling runner on this one.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
Away from my door. Get the fuck away from my door.
Let's get out of here.
Oh shit.
You can't do that.
Oh shit. No, that's okay, man. That's all right, brother. I don't take that. We're here having conversation, going back and forth, man. And in all honesty, I appreciate the fact that, you know, you were like, gee, don't be so hard on yourself. Nah, I get that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I believe personally the way to really bring, that's the problem that see people. Here's the thing. When I coached, I was that dude that if you ducked from the ball, I put you in the corner and had everybody throw balls at you. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, the honesty of it is what we need to have. You understand what I'm saying? So for me personally, it's like, yeah, I appreciate the fact that, you know, because you don't want to hear people that you like, which I assume you're watching the show, you look at it as putting themselves down in a sense, but I'm really not I believe I'm building myself up by keeping it real and noticing, you know, the shit that I did wrong and the things that I need to build. And if I was to ever do it again, you know, what I would have to do to actually do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People get married too lightly right now. And then people say, oh, you shouldn't get married too young. Why not? That's where you build a life together. Marriage is also about building a life together.
Yeah, that's been the
life, building memories. Why not get married young?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when we were talking before about you went and found a virgin, people go, oh, a virgin. Yeah, there's something special about, you know, if the person, I believe if the two people who get married, which you're not going to find anywhere nowadays, but two people who get married who are both virgins,
Utah,
and they're the only ones who been with each other. In Utah,
the Mormons.
Well, I don't know. I still don't, you know. Hey, Jasmine, what's up, mommy? How are you? My daughter's here. So, you know, I just got that boost of energy just now. You know what I'm saying? And listen, even with that said, you know, in my situation, I feel like that's the problem with today, bro, is that there's no accountability. But even in my situation, for the fact that it failed, it was the best that it could be. You know what I'm saying? We're still a family. You know, that's still the mother of my children. We're still a family.
Mm-hmm.
Still got her back if she ever needed anything. You know what I'm saying? And the kids still got that love. They were a little older when it happened, which I don't necessarily, you know, I used to say it's not necessarily better. You should get out earlier. I was a big proponent of getting the fuck out, you know, if you had to. But nowadays, you know, as you get older, you start to see things a little different. You know, there are some things worth fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we need to decide what that shit is. You know, even nowadays, you know, I've decided to give 100% to the shit that I'm doing now, which caused me to make a lot of sacrifices in my personal life. The question becomes, you know, was it the right decisions? You know,
you're never going to know until you get to where you got to go. You never know if the outcome's good or bad until you get to the destination, my friend.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. That's another reason why I told you the other day that I started changing my mindset as to what it is I really want to do. Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't let go, you get dragged. Exactly, man.
What are you saying? You're changing your mindset?
Well, my mindset as far as like what it is I really truly want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had said to you, what is it do I want people to remember? What is it do I want to leave behind? You know what I'm saying? What is it I want people to remember about me? You know, that I was funny, you know, that I was witty, or that I was a man who loved God and tried to live in a way that showed love to the people around me and the people that I come in contact with. What would I prefer more? You know, I go out to make people laugh because I believe that that's what I was called to do. But if that direction should change, You understand what I'm saying? Then I got to be willing to go in that direction. That's what I'm being called to do. You know, I've learned late in life that life changes a lot, man. You know, time is short, but life kind of is. You know, there's a lot of time in it to do a lot of things. You know,
it really is. Yeah, and it's you know, and time is that precious thing too, because you don't know how much of it you're gonna have. It is that you know, the great unknown. So whatever you're spending your time on, I mean, honestly, to me, it's the most valuable thing you got. You know, if I'm spending it with you, it's important. You know, I've heard you say that to me before too. You know, if I'm giving you my time, that's really the most valuable thing I can give you.
Well, that's how you also know if you're in the right direction. See, right now, I know I'm doing the right thing, because I don't know if I said this to you, but my biggest fear used to be going to work and dying right after work. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've had a lot of episodes where I felt like, oh, is this it? Very believable if you know me. So I've had a lot of episodes like, ooh, is this it? You know. And I remember, like, every time that would happen and I was on my way to work, I'd be like, Lord, if you're going to kill me, please do it before I get off this train. Don't let me work a whole day and then, like, die on my ride home, which happened to a friend of mine.
Really?
Worked the whole day, got on the bus to go home, and died on the bus sitting in a chair.
Charles Schultz was like that. The Peanuts, the guy who did the Peanuts, he retired, and then like a week later, he was dead.
Yeah, man. I saw this whole thing about Charlie Brown. I went down the rabbit hole with Charlie Brown.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There is one, actually. It was interesting. It was like a 2-hour fucking thing too. But going back to what I was just saying though, now my biggest fear now, and I have a lot of them, but like one of them is dying on the way to a show.
You want to be able to get your set in?
If you're gonna take me right after I say thank you, good night. Let me get that one last showing. Don't take me on my way to the show.
You think you get a standing ovation if you drop dead on stage?
I think a lot of people would stand. They'd probably be like, oh, because they want to see where my body landed. But you see the difference. You know. Yeah, I saw this thing on Charlie Brown, dude. They were saying how
okay, well, I want to get to the Charlie Brown, but can we first go back to the New York Post thing? Because
with the machete.
This is actually pretty crazy. Yeah. So I want to get you the whole article. So the background on this woman is, her name is Shalene Rodriguez, and she's a New York City art professor who held a machete to a New York Post reporter's neck after he knocked on her apartment door Tuesday morning. Now she's under investigation by the NYPD. So New York Post, the reporter and a photographer visited her to ask her about this viral video, which I'm about to show you, in which she freaked out on pro-life students at Hunter College, which I'm not sure exactly where that is. Is that in New York? Do you know?
Hunter?
Yeah. Let me know if you can hear this too.
Let me know.
Educating. This is propaganda. What are you gonna do? Like anti-trans next? Is that what you're gonna do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this out of here, yo. This shit.
You know what's so funny? Every time you see those videos of people trying to debate why you believe abortion is right, that's what you get. And you know why that's what you get? Because people get very angry when they know they're wrong. And at the end of the day, listen, pro-choice, go ahead. I'll give you pro-choice, but it's murder. That's what it is. You're murdering a human life. You know, and once again,
honestly, man, and this is kind of been my approach on it. I understand where some people think there's a place for it, but it's not on the table for me, you know. But I'm also, you know, man, I'm also with you know, almost with everything, man. I really don't want the government intervening in some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, you know.
Well, here's the question. Then the question becomes, what is the role of the government? And what is the right of all people? What is the basic right? The basic human right is to live. Right?
Yeah, and I would,
one of the roles of the government is to protect the weak. That's why like I said, I don't call cops. Not to say that I can't get taken, but you know, it is what it is.
See, I guess the real hardest question about this is where people say.
So we have cops
Uh-huh.
to protect the weak. Who are the weakest among us? The children.
Yeah, the children, right?
The argument is always, well, that's not a baby. It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on, you know.
I know someone who had a baby just now, 2 months early. Fully developed, fully grown.
You said 2 weeks early?
2 months.
2 months. Yeah, man. I mean,
had the baby yesterday.
By the what is it? Second trimester, it's pretty much a fucking person.
I'm just saying, man, it's a baby. And listen, it's coming from a person. I'm guilty. You know, I'm guilty. I'll say it. You know, I was what do they call that? When you help somebody rob somebody? An accomplice.
An accessory.
An accessory. Yep. Yep. I'm not proud of it. You know, I've been forgiven. You know what I'm saying? I've been forgiven. I have Jesus. That's why I don't walk around with that guilt, and that's why I'm able to call it what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because nobody has an argument against it. You know, even now, let's see. Hold on a second. I'm talking some shit right now.
Nobody's gonna saying anything, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Because there is no argument against it, and they can't throw all my shit around. You understand what I'm saying? Because like if I was face to face, the pictures be getting swiped off my wall, the mic would get thrown because what I'm kicking is bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. It's human life. You know, and why is it okay to murder one human life and not another? You know,
it's I mean, the argument's reason behind it, you know, rape, incest, you know, like those kinds of things. Like, you know, what do you, that's really, you know, I'm with you really on everything. But like when those things come up, it's like, dude, I mean, what the fuck?
Listen,
I don't know. That's why I get it, dog. You know, I get it. And I also don't.
I get if you get raped wanting to murder the baby that's coming out of that rape.
Yeah.
But you're still going to have gotten raped. It's not going to get rid of the rape.
Right.
And the baby now is the one who pays the price. And people say, well, they don't remember. Okay. Look, I mean, listen, man, I get it. I'm not saying I don't get it. I'm not saying it's not
right.
But what are we arguing here? Because you can't reach. And the thing is,
I mean, do you think there should be laws in place for that?
My body, my choice, right? Well, what about the choices before that? Because it's not like people are going, the condom broke. You know, my pill didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, there's so many things you can do before having sex to not have a baby. Right? There's so many things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had two. I knew I was going to have them because that's what happens when you bust inside a woman who isn't on the pill. And my belief is pro-life. Why is the government taking my tax dollars and pouring Planned Parenthood?
Well, I mean, you know,
that's another thing too.
They're starting to change. They're starting to change that because, you know, different states are now, you know, regulating abortion more tightly than before. So it's creating parts where, you know, there's some states that, you know, people are having to they're traveling now. You know, now that's going on. I mean, you could, obviously you argue the federal tax dollars. There's nothing you can do about that unless there's a big change on the federal level.
But what else do they do that for?
What do you mean?
In other words, you know, like you had sex, you got pregnant. Why do you think here's a better question. Why do you think they cover it? Because they prefer women to not have babies. Because a woman with a baby can't get to work. You can't go to work. You understand what I'm saying? When you're pregnant, you have to take off.
Also, I think it's a financial.
They don't want that
incentive because, you know, a lot of times, you know, and I I don't know the numbers. I'm really making a gross just assumption here, but they're probably poor people, you know, that are doing this, and these are children who would then be on welfare, then be on, you know, any sort of, you know, food stamps and stuff like that. And it's going to cost the government way more to pay at that point, right?
Dude, They want women out there working. They don't want women out there building. They want to raise the children.
Population control. Yeah, I mean,
they want to raise the children. They don't want you raising the children. They want the children to think what they want to think, not what you want to think. If anyone's going to brainwash my kids, it's going to be me.
I know. I love that. Yo, I'm gonna be doing lessons, dog. I'm gonna be doing lessons.
Yeah, what are you gonna be teaching?
Oh, dude, Tartarian history, dog. Tartarian history.
Who gets
Tartarian
the most
101.
abortions? I'm gonna go on a limb and say women. But I'm just saying, there's no argument for it. The same thing with the trans shit. There's no argument for transgender children, for teaching this to children. There's no argument. Listen, you guys have been thriving all this time, waiting until you're of age to do all that shit. You learn how to do it. You don't have to learn it when you're a child. You don't have to learn how to fist in the 6th grade. You'll figure it out when you're in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Brian.
Mm-hmm. You figure it out by the time you're in your 20s.
Present.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm trying to find stats. I'm trying to find stats for bro 12002. So, you know, phooey on you. All right.
Bro 12 says it's an ugly truth. Own it and make a difference. And listen, that's it, man. You know. But I'm just saying, dude, it's what are we looking at? What are these stats we looking at right here?
This is by race in the US. 33% black.
No, 33% white, 39% black, 7% others, 21% Hispanic, 7% others. It's pretty broad.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, it's across the whole thing. Who's getting the most?
Well, wait, go back to that for a second. Go back to that for a second. I saw something that I want to check out real quick in that corner. It said, go up, scroll up. It says number, date of, go to number. And this is the numbers in the United States. 108,000.
Oh, that's not the total number, bro. Hold on. Let's see if I can
No. That's for white, and black is.
Here, let me get you this one. Hold on. I can make it a bigger screen. This
Triple X Playground, the kids version. Ha 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 ha.
So this is 2020. So there was 330,000 in 2020. It's a lot, dog.
And that's not genocide.
Oh, it's a lot, dude.
How many? 300 and what thousand?
333,000. 333.
And you're saying those were all rape, and those were all incest.
I'm not saying
that. And I love the way they say, you know, that the mother could die. The mother could die. How many? I mean, listen, I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they can't in anything that deals with, you know, you can go get a nose job, and believe me, something could happen and you could die. But that's not what normally happens. The woman's made to have a baby. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, something wrong could happen, but it doesn't happen like back in the day. Motherfuckers acting like this is Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know how to help a woman, you know, the same way they could kill a baby, they know how to keep people alive too.
Right. C-sections, stuff like that.
You know, and then they'll throw, well, how many people have you aborted? I mean, how many people have you adopted? I haven't adopted any children. I took care of the 2 that I created. I didn't adopt any, but guess what? There's enough parents out there to adopt babies. When it comes to babies, there's enough parents out there to adopt babies. You know what I'm saying? There are. You know, the problem is they don't want to give them to men or women. They want to give them to throuples. Look at the neighborhoods. It writes itself. Yeah, man. It's like what Chris Rock said. You could tell a neighborhood by who you see out during the day.
Uh-oh. Well, speaking of Chris Rock, there's some stuff that's coming out. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out.
I've heard nothing, so enlighten me.
Well, there has been some bombshell releases by the Daily Mail, exclusive, the Jeffrey Epstein files. trove of never before seen emails and calendars gives unprecedented insight into the late pedophile network of power and influence that includes Chris Rock, Peter Thiel, Richard Branson, and Arena Shack.
I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? I mean, he's in pretty deep. I'm at the point now where I look at actors and I'm like, oh, please don't, like actors I like. I'm like, please don't let something come up on this dude, man. It's getting to a point that I can't even watch movies. And I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm not missing much nowadays. The devil hasn't made a good movie since 1990.
What do you think the last good movie was?
Or a good album. Or like a really good album, man. I might be wrong. There might have been a couple of albums since then that the devil created that were good, but I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised. Chris Rock is very deep in it. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised by that.
So David Blaine's only previous known connection to Epstein was appearing in his Black Book of Contacts, but the two men appeared to have had a friendship. The records suggest. In 2013, Epstein had a dinner with futurist Pablo Holman and Jessica Joffe. I feel like we talked about this guy before, which appears to be the actress of the same name. The schedule says David Blaine will stop by toward the end of dinner. Reached by phone, Holman said he thought he was in San Francisco at the time of the dinner, but said, I don't know exactly. So that he knew Blaine and called Epstein the most toxic thing in the whole world. Holman said, even if there was a dinner, I probably wouldn't want to say anything about it. Joffe did not return the calls.
I mean, you look at David Blaine, I'm not going to lie, man. He's into some dark shit.
Yeah, right.
All the magic motherfuckers, man. All those crazy magic.
September 2013, Blaine.
He attended another dinner at Epstein's house with Woody Allen,
Jeff Koons, and his wife Justine. The show.
I just heard a recording of Woody Allen and his wife. What was her name again?
Oh, hold on, dude. Hold on. We got to read this. All right, go ahead. You want to go? You want to talk about that
real quick? I just heard. Yeah, I heard an audio tape that got out of Woody Allen talking to his wife. What's her face? What's the wife's name? She was an actress.
Woody Allen's wife?
Yeah. What's her name? Mia Farrow. And she's talking to him about how he abused the younger daughter that they adopted. And she's crying, and she's like, I can't believe you did this to her.
Mia Farrow?
Mia Farrow, yeah. Mia Farrow. Yeah, there was an audio thing. It's horrible, man. That dude is a hardcore pedophile. I said it, or whatever the hell they want to pedo. He's a hardcore P. Straight up. I mean, give me a break. He married his fucking adopted daughter.
Oh, what do you think? There's a whole website.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on, man. How can anybody sure he made some funny fucking movies back in the day? I ain't watching those shits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Soon Yi.
He married his fucking stepdaughter. What do you think? You think that, yeah, Mia's the ex-wife. You think that that relationship just started when she was like in the 18, 19, 20s and shit like that? No, man. He was G'ing her for years. For years, he was.
So he was married to Mia Farrow. Mia Farrow had this daughter.
Yep.
And then Woody Allen married the stepdaughter. Mia Farrow was also married to Sinatra for a couple of years.
Dude,
please don't bring Sinatra into it.
You know who I don't want to hear nothing about? Jason Bateman. Is it Jason Bateman from Ozark?
Great,
I hope nothing comes up on him.
He's too good, bro. He's too good. He's too good of a writer.
And here's the thing. The thing is that like he's been in it for a long time. That's why I worry. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's been in it so long. And don't get me wrong, some people manage to do what they do, But he's been in it for so long and is always on pretty decent stuff. I like him, man. I hope. Him and Mark Wahlberg. I don't want to hear nothing about them, man. I don't.
Mark Wahlberg, dude. I mean, he's been in since he was a kid, dude. He's probably on the island, dog.
Come on. Him and Donnie? No, man. No. I don't want to hear that. I'd be heartbroken.
All right. So Blaine was also listed among those attending the schedule and said that Sarah and Brian would stop by. Sarah being Sarah Kellen, one of Epstein's top recruiters. The calendar also says that maybe Chris Rock would be coming, the first time the comedian's been linked to Epstein. In 2002, Epstein did invite another comedian, Chris Tucker, on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton aboard Epstein's private jet. A source close to Rock said he did not attend the dinner. The source admitted that Rock was friendly with Woody Allen. The comedian said he has watched the director's movie, Annie Hall, more than 80 times, but that Epstein may have confused him with Tucker. On April 4, 20, which, I mean, understandably so, Chris Rock and Tucker get confused by some white people, I would assume.
You know? Yeah. To have a little pedo white dude think they're the same person is probably, that's not, yeah, right. I pull that back on what I said, man. Hopefully he don't come up in nothing.
Dude, but I saw Chris Tucker in a movie last night. Wow, fuck, what was the name of that movie that I watched? It was on Amazon. Oh, it was Air. It was the story of Nike making the Jordan and Air Jordan line.
Oh, how was that movie?
They
got so much money from me.
Oh, the Jordans? Bro.
My son was in nothing but Jordans. He was like 16.
They said it's estimated he makes $400 million a year. Jordan does, just Jordan, in residual income from that. And his mom was the one who got that deal linked. It was the first time that ever happened. It was interesting, man. I think it was a good storyline. Matt Damon is good in it, but Chris Tucker is in it, and he just looks weird. He sounds weird, looks weird. He's got like a new face. His jaw looks different.
Yeah, he's not the same.
He's not. I think he.
I don't know, man. Drinking that adrenochrome. You know. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yeah, Chris, I'm not surprised with Chris. Chris Rock, yeah, I don't think, yeah. That's stupid. They threw his name in there because he popped up on an email that said he might attend, and they got no proof or nothing that he ever attended or anything like that.
That's the Daily Mail.
That's look, we're just as legit as they are. You know what I'm saying? Because we're getting our shit where they get their shit from everybody else. Bro says, life has taught me not to put too much stock in people. They are the flesh and will let you down. Of course, man. When you don't expect anything from anyone, you're never let down, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I assume that people are gonna try to fuck you, man. That's why, listen, man. Once again, for me personally, that's why I always go back to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I don't put my trust in man. I don't put my trust in the things of this earth. You know, King Handel says, if you rewatch Rush Hour 1 and 2, Chris Tucker's comedy is way more edgy. He's not funny now.
Well, it's also the time period too. There's a lot of jokes in that they probably wouldn't put on now.
Plus, you know, when it comes to movies, you know, you have writers. It's not like it's his stand-up. You know,
but his stand-up.
Which, according to Eleanor, they be having writers too. You know, when
depending on who it is, yeah.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Well, I mean, you hit a certain point, yeah. You know?
I mean, dude, if you're doing movies, how can you write? You gotta be living life. You know, the best comedians are ones who are just living life.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad I'm old, man. I just want to do comedy. You know?
It suits you.
You know? But, I mean, it's also a thing of like, you know, like I have a goal. Everybody knows I have a goal. I want to play Madison, you know? Everything corrupted once man touch it. Tupac. Big up to Tupac. But like, you know, like that's the thing. People think that when they reach certain goals, that's going to be like the thing that completes them or fulfills them, you know, and that's what happens when you put your trust in man. But I'm wise enough to know that even if I played Madison, you know, I'd feel good that night and coming up to it. But then what? Is that really going to feel like, will I be at a point where I go, now I could just sit on my couch and do nothing? Or would it be a thing of now there's more pressure to continue doing what you're doing? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, there's not, you know, that's gonna say, all right, now I can sit back and just, you know.
It's funny, man. I've been thinking about a lot of these similar things, and the approach I'm trying to take with like my work is like, I'm always going to be shooting You know, I'm always gonna be making videos. I'm always gonna be trying to put stuff together. So just like work on the projects I got, and then when that one's done, then move on to the next one, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. And keep having goals in mind, then just, you know, keep like there's really no end until I'm dead. You know?
I'm not saying don't make goals. Goals are good.
Yeah.
You know, they focus you and they give you something to thrive for. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we all need to understand that true happiness is not goals accomplished. Those are going to be momentary happiness.
Yeah.
You know, true happiness comes from peace, man. True happiness comes from having a peace and a love for yourself and being able to express love for the people around you and touching those hearts of eyes. That's where true happiness comes from. You know what I'm saying? It's not in the orgasm. It's not in the money. It's not in the accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I mean, just look at all the people that are doing it.
Right.
If it was money that made people completely happy, and don't get me wrong, like you said, you know, money don't buy you happiness, but it's better to have money. You said something like that.
Whether you're rich or poor, it's good to have money.
Whether you're rich or poor, it's good to have money. Yes, I agree with that. You know, but at the end of the day, we all know that if money was the thing, yeah, there you go. Oh, that's a great quote. Bro might have just made the comment of the day, yo. Happiness is an inside out job. You know. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, dude. You know, because it comes down to if that was the case, then why aren't all these fucking stars happy? You know, anytime you see their fucking stories, you know, it's not happy. You know what I'm saying?
You ever watch that show BoJack Horseman?
Of course.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's a great show. But if you think about that show too, what are they promoting in that show?
Debauchery. But I think they're kind
of horses are fucking women in that show.
Yeah, that's true.
They got horses, fucking women in that show.
But I don't think that they're promoting it as much as I think they're making
what does it play on?
Fun of it. I think they're showing how ridiculous Hollywood is.
What network?
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah. All right. You know, they got this thing called Little Satan or Little Demon that Disney is a part of. And it's supposed to be like this chick has sex with the devil. You getting on the casting couch for a Netflix special? Nah, dude. I'm not. That's why no one knows who the fuck I am. King Handles. That's why no one knows who I am. Because I won't get on that couch, man. I should have been blown up a long time ago. In 1992, I should have been blown up. You know what I'm saying? But G don't get in the van. G don't get on the couch. G ain't sucking those 7 dicks to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't happening. I don't care. You know, I'm very happy with minimal, you know, listen, if I can do what I want to do and pay my bills, I'm very happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I do it on my own, no one can take nothing from me. People are like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You know, hook up with the industry. If the industry makes me, then the industry could take it away in a heartbeat. But if I do it all ground up, just fucking, you know, 30 views, 40 views, we get excited when we see 100 views. We get excited. Why are we doing it ourselves? Ain't nobody helping to make me. No one's gonna be able to break me except the people who support me. When they stop supporting me, then there's an issue. But other than that, the only one that can fucking fuck me up is me. You know? And like I said, we do this shit every day without a net. Every time I fucking come on here, I could ruin my career. It takes a million fucking things that you have to get right to get to where you want to go. And one thing to fuck it all up. One thing could fuck it all up.
And the funny thing is that these episodes are up in perpetuity. So I might not do anything to us now. It could in 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. If I should ever become a voice, you think they're not going to go back and find my videos about fucking all the dumb shit I say? I'm not even going to repeat it. Nah, I ain't doing no shows in no Petal Island, son. And you watch your own beat. Yeah, dog, listen. I like to think that I'm not a dude like I don't want to be a leader at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a leader at all.
I don't think anybody wants that for you.
But if I have to, I will. In other words, listen, if the only one's gonna go in my direction is me, then I will. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. You know what I'm saying? I like to think of myself as a warrior rather than a soldier, because the soldier does what he's told. You know what I'm saying? A warrior fights for what's right. And you know, I'm nobody. I'm a little dude, Joe. I'm a $125 wet. You know, but I'll bite an ankle to help someone bigger win. You know what I'm saying? So it just comes down to, listen, man. I'm just trying to be the best me I can be. I fail at that a lot, but you know, I'm not gonna lower the bar so I can seem taller or I can seem like I reach something, man. You know, to thy own self be true. You know, I say that shit every night. Time goes by fast and life is short. And people need to value the things they have. Yeah, man. People need to value. Well, it's not even like, here's the thing, man. Also, like the things we have, when we say the things we have, what do we mean? Do we mean like like, in other words, things don't, at the end of the day, it's the relationships that matter, dude. Like I said, when you're on your deathbed, you leave everything behind.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you leave everything behind, and the person you leave it behind ain't gonna cherish it like you cherished it. They didn't work to get what it is you left behind.
Sometimes.
In most cases, yes. Sometimes you'll get some people that do appreciate the things they got. But I don't love the things I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my car, right? But it's a car. At the end of the day, it's a fucking car. I don't get to drive it to heaven. Hopefully that's where I go, or to hell, depending on whatever, But I don't get to drive it when I leave. It doesn't have a spirit that follows with me. So at the end of the day, man, it's good to have it, but I only allow so much stress for it to bring me, man. And it's about to bring me some stress. I think I got to get the brakes done.
Oh,
I think.
Damn, dog.
It's starting to give a little, like, when I hit the brakes, I feel a little rumble. It's not a good sign, right?
That's not a good sign, dude. And you want to take care of that quick, because if you don't take care of it quick, then you got to do, your road.
Yeah, now I'm going to call up and have it looked at.
Yeah.
I'm going to go call and have it. God wants us to have things. He just wants things to have. Exactly, man. Exactly. Too many people out here worshiping the created. Nobody wants to worship the creator. They want to worship what was created, but they don't want to admit that it was created by something. Everything is proof of something. This picture behind me, I don't know who the fuck took it, but that picture is proof that somebody took it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The drawing behind me, I don't know who drew it, but that shit is proof that somebody drew it. It didn't just come out of nothing.
Yeah.
There has to be, something to it. What's today, man? Tuesday?
Stormy.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Anything that's made by man could be destroyed by water, flame, wind. It could be broken down, destroyed. Sade, she's the shit, man. It's fucked up because I met Sade, but at the time that I met her, I didn't know who she was, so I didn't appreciate the fact that I met her. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm meeting Sade. It was like years later, Spank was like, oh, you don't remember that chick we met at Epic? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, that was Sade. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I didn't even appreciate it.
How was she? Was she nice?
Yeah, she was cool people. Yeah. Yeah, man. I also met her. Remember, I told you I met her Shabba Ranks too.
Really?
He was juicy. No other way to explain it. A very juicy, like, just wet. He was wearing like a silk shirt. It was completely like two colors. It was two-tone because he was just sweating through it. He had all these heavy gold chains on. And he's a very heavy hugger. Yeah, man. He's a very heavy hugger.
Really?
Like he'll give you the pound and bring you in, and like juice. So just like you can hear the squishing of it. You hug
like
him.
That big of a boy though.
Macaroni in a pot. That's what it sounds
big?
like.
Was he a big dude?
I mean, everyone's taller than me, but
I know, but he wasn't like wide, right?
He wasn't big. He was a cool dude. He's mad. He was mad cool. I mean, I don't know personally.
Little juicy.
Not a little, dude. Everything was dripping. He was just dripping. His drip was different.
Drip so hot.
That should have been his name. Drips a lot.
Drips a lot. Shabba drips.
Shabba
drips.
You know, he was like the shit in the 90s, dude.
Yeah,
that motherfucker was dropping hit after hit after hit. You know, one of them dudes, like, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's like, I guess you get tired or something. I don't know. I don't know what happens. You know, like Big Daddy Kane. He was a beast. Started dancing a little too much, and everybody was like, fuck that. But then MC Hammer came out and did the same shit, and they never let Daddy back in. Yeah. Big up to Big Daddy Kane.
Pew, 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 pew.
What's the rest of your day looking like, man?
I got a pack. I'm actually I'm coming to the East Coast. Tomorrow. I have a shoot on Thursday in New York City, and then Friday, Saturday in Philly. Then I'm out.
And where are you staying?
Probably my brother's house. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it down close to you on this trip. I'm not sure what's going on.
Where in New York are you going to be?
Manhattan on Thursday.
All right. We'll talk off screen.
Got the wheels turning?
Talk off screen. You know, I don't want you to give up your location. You have a fucking big black blazer pull up in front of the fucking spot you're going to work. They throw a fucking blanket over your head, start beating you with socks with fucking soap in it.
Little beat down.
Sock beat down.
Yeah.
You know, you ever hit anybody with a sock full of anything? Like a sock full of nickels?
Sock full of jizz.
That's worse. I'd rather take the sock full of nickels.
Yeah.
The smack in the
Didn't
face.
Didn't they say
the jizzy sock?
The soap in the sock was no bruises, right? Isn't that what they used to say?
I don't know. I would think that leaves bruises.
Yeah, but that's what they would say. It doesn't leave a mark, which I don't know how.
No, I heard the phone book doesn't leave a mark. Which because they say police used to beat people with phone books back in the day.
It seems like a hard thing to swing.
Yeah, but I would also think it leaves a mark. I don't think you could get hit with many things that don't leave marks. Socks with a you ever seen?
I mean, if you get hit with this dog, it's definitely not going to leave a mark.
That's probably the best thing to get hit with. They should use you in interrogation. It would just be annoying. Pew 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 pew. Please tell him to stop. He's gonna do this all night. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
That'd be great, dude. If you just give him like some like minor slaps, just so it's like annoying.
That shit would work. You know, some tortures back in the day, they would just pick hairs out of your nose and then go to your eyebrow, then go like to your mustache, then go like to the side, then to your head.
That would be the worst for me, dog. They're pulling them out from like right here, pulling the eyelashes out. Oh God.
Oh, dude, and you got hair everywhere. You're a hairy bastard. They'll be pulling them out of your fucking Adam's apple, just popping hairs out. Like, oh.
And the funny thing is, dude, as soon as you pull one out, there's another one that comes out right behind it.
It doesn't sound painful at first, but think about like you ever pluck an eyebrow?
I try not to.
No, I have to. My shits are insane.
I trim them, dude. You got to get like the little scissors.
It won't leave a mark? How do you know that's true, bro? Have you ever tried it? It's got to leave a mark, man.
Oh, the phone book. You're saying the phone book.
Oh, the phone book. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it doesn't leave a mark. I don't know why. I think it's because of the width. It stretches it out nice. I don't know. But like in that movie, Full Metal Jacket, that's where they beat that dude with the socks.
Pyle? Gomer Pyle?
Pyle. They beat him with the socks.
Dude, I used to know this kid who looked just like Gomer Pyle.
I felt so bad for him in that movie when they did that to him. I remember that. I was like, why? I was like, why? Why would they do that to him? I was like, why? Why would they do that to him? That was so mean. I was kind of young when I saw it. But
it's like 2 movies too, because like the first half of the movie is just them in basic, and it's a story about like Pyle, and then they go over to war.
Yeah, it's like 2 movies.
Yeah, it's like 2 movies almost.
Yeah, man. Band of Brothers, dude. That's the shit. Watched it yesterday. Yeah. I didn't get to watch it all day because I had to go to the show.
You feel patriotic?
I mean, I always root for my boys. I root for our side. You know, I just think it's a fucked up thing, man. How like people, you know, like the people who don't have to go. Back in the day, man, I think it was different, right? Like back in the day,
no choice.
Kings and shit would roll with the, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel. I feel like, listen, if you're gonna send people to war in some way, you should have to take part in it. You know?
Yeah, well, like a lot of times the leaders back in the day got support because they were generals. Like Washington was a general, you know. That's how he got the support.
Well, I was thinking more like Game of Thrones.
Okay, well, that didn't actually happen, but okay, that's fine. you mean, yeah? I mean, dude,
you couldn't hold down a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't hold down a section if you didn't go out there and fight with your boys.
Correct. Yeah, and actually, you know, the wall, that's Antarctica, and beyond the wall is the flat Earth.
And the giants.
And the giants, they killed the giants.
Dude, this dude said he flew over that shit, man. That he saw giants. He said he saw giants and a lot of greenery.
Huh.
He said the weather was like 70, no humidity, little wind chill factor coming in from the northwest at like 14 miles an hour. He said it was beautiful. Beyond the wall is Epstein's island. Dude, Epstein, I don't know. Dead? Is he dead? Did they kill him? Do you think they actually killed him? I don't know. Because I saw that thing on it the other day, but their whole thing is that he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I think they snuck him out of there.
I don't think so, bro. I think he's gone.
You think he's gone?
Yeah. Because, you know,
and he didn't have no fail safe in place. You know, like if something happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Like if something happens to me, I have to put this password in every night. If I don't put that password in, all you motherfuckers get exposed. You don't think he has something like that? I mean, the dude was definitely like connected in some way, like spy shit or something like that.
100%, right?
No, yeah, nobody even knows what he really did for a living.
Yeah.
He knew some. Well, they already showed he was already blackmailing fucking Woody Allen.
Bill Gates, we talked about that last episode too.
Excuse me, Bill Gates. They both remind me of each other.
Yeah.
That dude's another slime ball. He is such a slimy human being, dude.
Gates
has no regard for life, for people. I don't understand why anyone even gives him a platform. Fuck Bill Gates, man. That dude is just a horrible human being.
Yeah.
He really is. You know.
Never met the guy.
I don't need to meet him. It's all in the eyes, Chico. The eyes never lie.
The ojos. Los ojos.
It's all in the eyes, Chico. You know? That's all you gotta do. Yeah, definitely some intel agency. Certain intel agencies favor honeypots, blackmail, etc. Yeah, dude. That shit ain't never gonna stop, man. You know, that shit ain't never gonna stop. But anyway, man, I don't know. You know, the good news, people, is that the righteous will win. Good always wins in the end. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. And if I'm wrong, you know, oh well. It's better to have hope, right? Yeah, so let's have a little hope. Let's go out there today and show some love to the people around us.
A little faith, a little love.
Let's infect this world with some faith, some love, and some hope. Let's go out there and see if we could change our situations. Elizabeth Holmes starts 11-year prison sentence for fraud. Elizabeth Holmes.
She was the tech person who had the blood testing company that was fraudulent. You remember this? We talked about her a while ago. She like mimicked herself after like Steve Jobs and kind of did this like voice.
Yeah. That's right.
Theranos was the name of the company.
That's right. I actually saw this thing on her the other day.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, she showed up to prison today. Remember she had the baby? She had the baby.
Yeah, like that was gonna stop her from going to jail. And
she looks happy.
Let's see. Which one is she? That one smiling? Well, women's prison is different. Just watch 60 Days In and see the difference. You know what I'm saying? It's such a difference. I'm just saying it's the difference, man. There's such a difference. Her voice is disturbing. Her face is a little disturbing. Doesn't blink as well. Yo, that blinky shit, man. They either don't blink or they blink too much, man.
Tartaria. Reptiles, dog.
Don't even know what that means.
Lizard people.
I don't know. I'm the Tartarian thing, man. I don't know. Make me a believer. Send me something that makes me go, oh shit. A couple of buried cities. So a couple of cities got buried. Happens. Every now and then some cities get buried. It's what happens, man. Listen, I'm hoping everybody a good week, man. We will be back on Saturday or Sunday. Probably Saturday, though. It's up to this dude. But we'll let you know.
Saturday. We'll talk, man. Until we meet again, I want to thank y'all for hanging out, man. If you want to follow me at Gary G. Garcia. If you still haven't checked out my special, you did not see me here tonight, you can catch that on YouTube for free. Follow my man, Brian Licata, on Instagram. And check me out on acjokes.com. And I'm at the Grizzly Pair every Monday, midnight till the Not Quite Tuesday show. Go to grizzlypair.com. Cop yourself some tickets. You don't have to come to the door and buy them. You can get them in advance. Peace. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Love you. Peace.